And hello, and hello, and hello. There we go. My tracking's working again. Hello, hello, hello. Chat
Hello.
and lurkers and VOD watchers. I am joined by Director Nemo.
Hi. It's me.
It's Nemo.
It's me. You should know me. If you don't, I'm me.
I will give the formal shout out to you because I find those funny. I just unfortunately you have an easy to spell name. I am grateful for that. I'm sorry, Artereza, that was a miss. That was my last one, and I fucked up. That should not be what the stream info says right now. Me and that was when I had Lore Master Sotek on. Today is a much more general discussion. Yeah, I just forgot to. I always forget to edit my stream info before I hit live. I'm very bad about this. I need to do something about this. But we were talking fantasy. Because Lore Master Sotek is a consultant with the Warhammer writers about how to not make incredibly stupid decisions. Though, actually, Director Nemo, you may appreciate this stupid decision that he told me about. Because this one's an interesting one. So, the Warhammer world, the world of Warhammer Fantasy, has a lot of like national analogs, right? They have like, this is a national analog to this country kind of thing. And one of them is to like the Kievan Rus, right? To
Beautiful.
Russia. Kislev. And the Kislev kind of represents, like they started out as just like Cossacks, and then they like tried to develop it into an actual playable thing that you could play on the table instead of just like literally one unit. And that involves spiraling out into kind of representing everything that's happening, on east of Poland as kind of like, in fantasy terms. And
The greater Slavic region.
Yeah, the greater Slavic region, it's representing Central Asia and Russia and blah, blah, blah. And they...
Sour cream central.
Sour cream central, yes, very much so. The Borscht lands. And they... so they started off with it being like this kind of like big quilt work of various ethnic groups that have various periods of one dominating another, and so on, right? Like also normal, right? For representing that region of the world.
Right.
And then the Russo-Ukrainian War started up. And
oh no,
they, as corporate suits are wont to do, decided to try to make it less complicated by flattening it, right? They decided to be like, we will have a less controversial take on this by having less of a take on this and just flattening it all into one culture. Yes, you yeah.
That's the opposite of how that's supposed to.
Yep.
That's taking a side.
Yeah, I was gonna say in this particular case, that would be actively endorsing the most extreme version of the Putin case for invading the Ukraine, which is the
posting.
Yeah, it's extremely stepping on that rake with both feet. And so I think they did not proceed with that because people pointed out that is stepping on a rake with both feet. Like, Artereza, I mean, I'm not actually opposed to that. I will say as like a way of doing these kind of things to represent multiple cultures with one faction, because I think the far more troubling one is to represent one faction per culture.
Yeah.
That I think is more demented and perverse. Surgically grafting a third foot to step on the rake with. Yeah. They stepped on a rake that happened to have a landmine at the end of it. But yeah, it's interesting, right? How a fantasy setting can have these potentially insane takes, right? These really difficult to parse out political takes without meaning to, right? Because I do not think that the average Games Workshop suit was thinking very hard about it. They just saw that there were more things that could hypothetically be wrong with the setting. They just looked at it and they're like, hypothetically, maybe there's more things that are happening here, and so in order to have fewer problems, we'll have fewer things happening. That's what we want. And yeah, no, didn't go where they wanted it to.
The communism is when the government does stuff
Yeah.
model of thinking.
Yeah. Oh, and yes, this was the thing that we were discussing right before we got on here. Me and Nemo were talking about that was fine. Which was the Nemo and I are fans of doing the OECD Tradle. We like our economics facts. We like our learning about the world. And Nemo is upset by a cursed piece of knowledge, which is that Italy is the 8th largest economy on the planet.
It feels wrong. I don't like it. What are they making?
What are they making? What happens in Italy?
What happens in Italy? It's a mystery. Every time you see any media of Italy, it's just a bunch of people sitting around, like they're just eating.
They're just eating. They're the world's largest. Imagine that if it was actually an agrarian economy.
They are a modern, fully developed first world nation masquerading as a developing economy doing subsistence farming.
That's a kind of powerful. Melkor does not count. Both the Vatican and the most serene Republic of San Marino are independent countries.
Yes.
For the purposes of IMF forecasting, the Vatican also does not have a lot of an economy.
The Vatican does not have exports.
Yeah. This is not tradal exports. This is total GDP, right? This is not just exports.
The Vatican does not wish to disclose its net worth.
Kazu Marzu smuggling. Yeah. No.
Okay. If we can digress a little bit.
Yeah.
I am generally accepting of other cultures and their cuisines. However, Kazumarzu is a deranged thing to eat. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's not even like if the flies were even removed afterwards, I'd be more okay with it. The fact that they're still in there and can pose an actual threat to the human body is just...
Yeah, it's actually really impressive how large a percentage of like the most vile foods on the planet come from Scandinavia, and then just out of nowhere, Italy comes out and just dunks over
Fly
all
cheese.
of their heads. Just immediately, there's like just Space Jams.
It's the dunking meme where like you just
launches over the rest of us. Say what you will about Lutefisk. Which you can say a lot of things about it, Lutefisk, right? Sustruming. Yeah, Artareza knows about the Sustruming. Sustruming is some stuff.
It's technically food.
It's technically food.
It's not legally correct to call it fermented.
True. True.
The technical term for what is going on in that can is rancidity.
There's a story that my family before way back in the day got some Sustruming, and they open it up and everybody immediately evacuates the house.
First mistake.
Yeah. First mistake. Well, second mistake.
From what I understand, the correct way to eat it is you are supposed to like open it in a bucket of water.
Yeah, you're supposed to open it underwater. And supposedly my one of my uncles, the most impish of my uncles, was actually eating it and was choking it down and was telling people, was trying to convince other people in the household to try it. He was like, "Oh no, it's really good. You should try it." And he's crying while he's saying this. Just tears streaming down his face as he's trying to lie to people and tell people that it's good.
That's incredible. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's yeah, it looks like Italy exports 777 billion. And it's mostly engineering products and clothing, which that's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about. Like, well, what is Italy's economy? It's the world's nicest purse and the world's worst wine.
Versace and like drinkable liquids.
drinkable. Yeah, just barely drinkable liquids. It's I think the fact that we are looking at Italy, a country that like participated in both world wars as a major antagonist, and participated extraordinarily poorly in both of them, but was producing its own tanks.
Trophy.
I mean, we know what the shape of their second participation trophy is, and it's a good one.
Yes.
But this is a country that produces, luxury cars that people talk about a lot. Tourism plays a huge tourism.
Italy has the contrived economy of a district from the Hunger Games.
Well, no. What I think when I look at the Italian economy, what I end up being hit by is just like how incredibly regional it is.
Yeah, like northern Italy, it's like this is where all the nice things come from, and southern Italy is like still poor.
Yeah. Like northern Italy produces like cars and luxury handbags, and southern Italy produces like feral dogs and non-surgically extracted kneecaps. Like, it's rough stuff out there. But yeah, it's actually kind of fun that, like, this is a perversion of us both being Americans, right? Of us both being American. We get these fucked up senses of, like, what an economy looks like.
Yeah.
Because, again, this is the 8th largest economy on the planet. And, like, they've got a pretty normal sectoral divide of, like, small percent agriculture, a third industry, and 2/3 services. Like, it's all, like...
At the same time, like, this is the 8th largest economy in America, or in the world.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's what, 2.5 trillion?
Yeah.
That's like an Apple.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
Apple Corporation.
That's true. Admittedly,
companies larger than the GDP, than the worth of the nation.
Admittedly, we are comparing GDP to net worth.
Yes,
which is comparing something to an integral, comparing a value to an integral. That's a challenge. I always got to fight people about that. Like it's.
However,
it's partially like kind of highlighting like how fast like you fall down the numbers once you get out of the top two. Like you get out of the top two and it starts falling like really, really, really rapidly. Like
China's the second largest economy.
Oh yeah. No, U.S. is. Okay. I've got the numbers open. U.S. is 30 trillion. China is 19 trillion.
Yeah,
and then it falls to Germany very hard at 5 trillion.
Right.
Really more like 4.5 trillion. And then it falls again to 4 trillion for India and Japan and the UK, and then like three for France, and then Italy is at 2.5. And number 9's fucked up to me.
What's number 9?
Canada.
Huh?
Canada is ahead of Brazil, Russia, and South Korea, and Mexico.
That's
fucked up. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Huh?
That's fucked up.
I think I have COVID.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Nortel doesn't even exist anymore. What's happening?
One of the things that fascinates me the most about Canada is like I think it's something like 95% of the population live within 100 miles of the U.S. border.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. The one that's really funny to me on this list is that Australia is number 14 at 1.7 trillion. Which, like,
the lucky country, yeah.
Australia. The as somebody put it, it's a petro state, but for iron ore.
That's so real.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
It's a pharaoh state.
Yeah. Yeah, our favorite. I look forward to the league between Australia, the UAE, and Qatar. Look forward to the Sheik of Australia. Like
the Sydney Emirate.
The Sydney Emirate, yeah. Yeah, just.
If you do think about it, like in a way, there is kind of a parallel between like the human distribution and the resource, like the nature of the resources between Australia and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. There's something to that.
It's
Like
a country that like there's so much stuff under the ground. The top of the ground, absolutely awful, uninhabitable.
I mean, in the case of iron ore, it's particularly like a thing because like this is one of those things that video games lies to you about very badly. Civilization in particular will lie to you about this. Civilization will make it seem like iron ore deposits are like a pretty rare thing. That like there's just like a handful of them on.
They're fucking massive.
The limitation on iron production for most of human history is not access to iron ore, it's fuel.
Burn.
It's the fuel. Yeah, it's the fuel. It's the amount of fuel required to run a bloomery is just so outrageous that like the shipping cost of moving a forest towards an iron mine is like is so expensive.
I think the world's largest train is actually an iron ore train run in Australia, and it's like several kilometers long.
And again, that's the sort of thing you can get away with when there's when like your population density is desert, right? When you're in desert population,
you're not building through a neighborhood.
When you're not obstructing a farm and you're not obstructing other economic activity. Like you can't run a train like that in America, even though America runs really oversized trains, because like you're going to stop like a grain train or an oil
fascinatingly
train.
enough, the other thing about Australia that is nothing like Saudi Arabia is just because of the way that the population factors out and the fact that it's just such a massive country, it has the largest per capita arable land of any country on Earth.
That's pretty funny. That's a cute one. That's a cute one. That's a true like real life lore type fact right there. That's a good one. I like that. So the
Australia can support so many people.
Yeah, no, this is like one of the classic ones from from immigration reform networks is like Australia's like potentially supportable population is like 10 times its current population. Like they are not full. They are the least full country on agricultural grounds.
It's really because like one of the chants that like racist Australians will do, like the sort of boomers that like fondly think the white Australia policy is fuck off, we're full.
Yeah.
And it's like I've gone over the numbers and you're not.
Least true statement. Least true country to make that statement.
Many such cases.
Many such cases.
Local racist incorrect.
What a shocker. What a shocker. You build a philosophy based around an incredibly stupid premise that that the interior of a person is judgeable by their exterior, and and then you get wrong about everything else on the fucking planet. Oh God, uses nuclear power to back their currency.
My neighbor has a slightly different shaped nose and a greater proportion of melanin in their skin cells. As a result, I have decided the Earth is flat.
As a result, the Earth is flat. Yeah, exactly.
One can surmise this. It is known.
Gina Reinhardt. I'm not familiar with this person in specific. I do not think they were on Behind the Bastards yet.
Gina Reinhardt. Oh, one of the twin fat fucks of Australian pharaoh politics. Gina Reinhardt, if I'm not mistaken, is like a mine heiress who inherited a whole bunch of, I think it's iron. It's either iron or coal. In northern WA.
Okay.
And is fairly politically active and thoroughly conservative.
Well, of course.
There's a couple of like mining dynasties in Australia.
That's the sort of that's the kind of classic type of business. Like ugh. Oh wow.
Oh yeah. I think she wrote the poem about like how great mining is and taxation bad.
Ooh. Let's take a.
It's a very bad poem, just like from an English studies perspective.
Oh yeah, no, this is bad. This is bad.
Deemed the world's worst poem.
This is bad. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I'm not going to read all of it out loud because it's kind of long. for doing that. Like, this is not like a Levi. This is not like a 5-line poem. This is not a 4-character classic. The globe is sadly groaning with debt, poverty, and strife, and billions now are pleading to enjoy a better life. Their hope lies with resources buried deep within the earth, and the enterprise and capital which give each project worth. I'm not going to lie, this is like, if she just wrote this as a straightforward polemical paragraph without the rhyming,
it would have had more weight as like an argument.
It would have. Well, and it's also, it wouldn't have sucked as much. This is like whether or not I agree with the perspective on this, this is like, these are common stereotypical talking points for somebody who wants their taxes to be lower. This is the sort of thing that if it didn't rhyme, it would have, I would just expect to see it like in the local newspaper.
Yeah.
As like a minor op-ed.
But it ends in a similar syllable to the previous line.
Yeah, it's... And I'm not really a poetry guy, but my sense about poetry is that if you're not going to do anything with meter, don't try to do anything with rhyme. Like do both or do neither.
I agree.
Yeah, if you're going complete insane free verse stuff, like just do it. Don't also try to rhyme. It's grim. It's grim. It's grim. I mean, yeah, I also disagree with the perspective again, but
speaking of grim, I'd like to transition into one of the things that I wanted your opinion of.
Yes, you came here with a list, and I did not, because you're the smart
grandfather.
Yes.
I'm sitting in front of you beside the fire, and I'm looking up with you deferentially. Grandfather, I have come from the city with news. Are you aware that the computer is able to give people schizophrenia?
I am. It's
I
actually
need someone else
really
to talk about this with.
I am starting to think that there's something even deeper going on there. I don't think it's just like the computer giving people schizophrenia. Like, this is something we've seen coming for years. The 80s satanic panic tried to warn us that the computer was going to give people schizophrenia. We've seen this one coming.
For once, they may have been on to say, you in fact do not have to hand it to them, but they might have been right once.
Turns out that if you wait 40 years, almost any prediction you say will become right in some way, shape, or form. In this case,
except the world ending, that one seems to always be wrong.
That one you've got to wait a couple billion years. If you're willing to wait 4 billion years, you're going to be right. But if you like, you got to wait for a moment here.
Old Earth Christian apocalypsism.
Yeah, but so the part that's been striking me is like, I've got some family members who are AI enthusiasts.
Oh,
and
no.
My
condolences.
Well, I'm comparing how they're acting at their age to like their parents. Because like I knew their parents, right? Like these are like family members, and like they're showing stages of like dementia and memory loss like 30 plus years early compared to their family.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's not like, and it's like, the part that really struck me was watching a family member of mine who's in his 70s, like watching his motor skills decline. When like I knew his father and his mother,
really?
and they didn't have motor skill decline until their 90s. Like,
and you reckon that's like related to a
it seems like it's just general. It feels like it might be related. Like I'm wondering if this is causing like general neurological decline, to use ChatGPT.
Well, I mean, there's something to that. Like it used to be that they would talk about how like one of the best ways to like stave off things like dementia and Alzheimer's was to do like mental acuity puzzles. Exactly. This is the exact opposite. Engaging with a computer that lets you not think about anything with any level of criticality, it stands to reason it would have the opposite effect.
Yeah, it's like the exact inverse of doing a crossword puzzle.
Yeah,
like it's just you're playing negative video games when you're doing ChatGPT. Like,
We need to get the old people onto the video games.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I'm wondering if I can convince my like dad and my uncles to like get into like Mecha Break or something like that.
We need to spread the Uma Musume.
Musume would not be a bad choice. I was going for horrible ones. I was going for like, can I get my uncles into Overwatch or League? Imagine the toxicity of actual literal boomers playing League of Legends.
You see, I feel like the game that I would most want to take off in like retirement homes would be Ultra Kill.
Ultra Kill would be an impressive one. Okay, you're thinking with portals here. I am thinking about
if we can get the elderly to get to the point where they can play Ultra Kill, I think that Ultra Kill could prolong the human life by at least 20
Ultra Kill's
years.
a good one. Yeah, Ultra Kill's a good one. That's a really good one.
Therapeutic Ultra Kill.
I mean, I think the actual answer is right in front of us, right? It's the boomer shooter. We need to get them all into Doom mods.
We need to put Doom on their life alert.
We can put Doom on anything. It needs to be on the life alert.
Yes.
It is an imperative.
It is morally imperative to put Doom on his everything so that the elderly will be forced to engage with it.
I think that getting your grandma to spend 45 minutes pressing spacebar on every wall and hearing the Doom guy grunt could save her life.
Yeah.
So the computer is giving people schizophrenia. This is true.
The thing that frightens me is that most of the reporting I've seen on it, everyone in the people who are developing like, I think the term being thrown around is algorithmic derangement syndrome, which
okay.
I quite like. I think it's sufficiently descriptive for what's happening. Like all of the people who their neurons aren't necessarily atrophying, but they have managed to interact with ChatGPT in such a way that it has convinced them they are a deity.
Yes. Yes.
The majority. Now, some are not. Some it's not the case. Some there were pre-existing conditions, but the majority, from what I understand, didn't have signs of like schizophrenic tendencies or mania or delusions of grandeur.
Like to me, if you tell me that like you can talk to a machine and it will tell you that you are cool and based no matter what.
Right.
Like I'm just like, oh, that's going to be like really dangerous for anybody who has manic episodes.
Yeah, or any sort of like malignant narcissism.
Yeah,
is just going to get infinitely worse, like compoundingly.
Just really hitting me, like just thinking about the fact that Elon Musk is not immune to this.
Oh, totally. He's having conversations with ChatGPT on the nightly. You know it.
No, he's not. He's having it with Grok.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Grok, his personal one that he keeps trying to beat the woke out of.
His personal one that now talks in first-person perspective from Elon Musk's perspective, saying that Elon Musk as Grok was at was at Little St. James. Why didn't Almantas fire properly? I am sorry, Vex. What happened there?
You're right, though. It started speaking like a pyramid inscription where it's like, I, Grok, living avatar of Elon Musk,
was at Epstein Island. Okay, hold on. VTube Studio. Oh, I know what's going on here. This is so annoying.
The following is a list of my conquests.
Okay. It's VTS. VTS won't let you swap models if it has the pop-up telling you that you are inside a collab.
Oh.
Denshi! Let me give the shout out. Oh, now two lovely ladies aren't here that I have to give shout outs to. Vexen Cat was here first. Vexen Cat is lovely. She does reading streams. She's been reading The Count of Monte Cristo, which is an excellent choice. It is an excellent book. And I recommend her streams. They're good, relaxing reading streams. I'll give the shout to Karatsun in a few minutes, but there's a cool down. But yeah, the computer. We made the program that makes people insane. We made an actual fucking SCP style cognitohazard.
I mean, there is the one that is like vaguely similar. Like, there is now an SCP that we could just straight up make. And it's the one that is it asks you what kind of porn you want to see, and then progressively makes gives you more and more disturbed fetishism.
That's what people said. Just like having access to like basic Pornhub was going to do to you,
right?
And I don't think it really did, from what I can tell.
It didn't. It didn't.
But
I feel like there is a certain type of person who would be susceptible to that with high level like video generation software.
I'm still thinking about the one that turns you the time of man several years ago said with AI image generation it's over for women, and he posted some AI generated pictures of women, and the one that I really remember had ponytails, but her ponytails were made of hands.
That's hot.
It's just like
that does it for me.
I mean,
but that is a sentiment I've seen passed around in certain parts of the internet, like even now. Even more so, like the fact that like there are like, for lack of a better word, there are goon type individuals who are just totally satisfied with like overloading their synapses with bespoke pornography.
And the thing is that back in the day, people who would do that would just create like the most beautiful art you'd ever see.
Right.
Like so this is going to be we could turn this into a very bespoke issue and talk about this as a potential extinction event for the furry community, which I don't think is super likely. Probably
not. I think the real danger here is that before this, even with Pornhub, the material was still constrained by like human scale production.
Yes, true. That's true.
Having to seek things out, even with the help of an algorithm that basically already existed. I think the danger is the on-demand nature.
The on-demand nature. Well, I think it's kind of interesting, right? That like, I come from academia, and I come from this like pretty critical perspective on the world. I'm used to being a member of a pretty small minority on a lot of perspectives, and so I have generally not felt like listening to a lot of other people tell you you're wrong is very persuasive unless they have like something to back it up. Like there needs to be something more. There needs to be something more than just like a big democratic vote for me to like take something super seriously. And so I did not predict. I was really unprepared for how incredibly vulnerable people would be to believing anything if it is stated in a grammatically correct sentence and is flattering to the listener.
Yeah, totally.
I was not really prepared.
Like if you have proper English grammar and start your sentence with, "That's a great question," apparently you can just kill a man.
Yeah, I knew that was like a good persuasion technique from like doing teaching and political activism to be like to like never answer a student's question with "that's fucking stupid." Like
right. At the same time, I think there is like part of it is that we have sort of reached this new nadir of like computer literacy.
That doesn't matter. Yeah.
Like, because we had the Apex like maybe two decades after like the computer was invented, because we were all like, you had to get your fingers inside the machine in order to program it, so you had to know exactly how it operated. And then like, but now like the concept of the iPad child is a genuine, like, it's an issue because they don't know how the thing in their hands works.
It's just a magic box that tells you the truth about the world.
Yeah, and it's clearly like we have it has this mystique of being intelligent.
I must make an apology at this moment. We are going to run ads a few minutes early because I drank too much before stream, so I need to use the bathroom again.
But you drink too much root beer?
I did have too much diet root beer. So we'll be back in just a few moments. Enjoy the ad break, but we will be back. This is not like an ending stream early problem. This is just I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. And we're back, I'm still a sock. And I'm still sock. Excellent. But yes, the schizophrenia machine. It's
The schizophrenia machine.
it's
I am actually scared.
I
I like this is
Yeah.
I'm usually not one to fall into like social panics. But I don't know, this one feels genuinely threatening.
I may be being a little bit sanguine about it because of my faith, maybe at this point, that this technology is going to disappear within a few years.
God, I hope.
Because a huge percentage of it is riding specifically on OpenAI.
Right.
And OpenAI's financials are
Not
like
great.
some of the worst that a company has ever had.
Yeah.
Like world historical bad.
And also, they keep running into this issue of like having to make arguments of like, no, in order for us to beat China, like they keep playing the xenophobia card.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, in order to beat China in AI dominance, we have to, you have to let us violate every conceivable human right. I swear, it's for the greater good.
And and they didn't make that argument about like making cars, something that China is actually invested in and actually kicking our asses at. But yeah, Neon Crucifix, the logic is actually not very complicated. It's fundamentally that it doesn't make money. It's a for-profit business that doesn't make money.
Yeah, that tends to be a difficult position to be in.
Yeah, and it's there's smaller ways we can talk about like why it's not making money, and they basically all kind of come down to it doesn't have use cases for anybody who's willing to spend money on it.
Right, because I mean the people who are like developing mental disorders because of it, from what I understand, are just using like the free chat feature basically.
Yeah, it's Neon Crucifix. In order for OpenAI to turn profitable in the next like 2 years, it will need to make more money than any other company has ever made in the history of the planet from a start point of making negative money. Like it needs to start turning like
the most money.
It needs to start turning revenues that are like, it needs to make Apple look small. Is the kind of revenue it needs to get to. It needs to make larger than oil company type of revenue on a product that nobody wants, on a product that they have not yet figured out how to market. That's, yeah, Jazzahall's basically hit what happens, which is this is me coming from the academic perspective, right? That like in very controlled tests by AI boosters, they can get up to 50% accuracy. And then whenever I see a more normal test, the kind of test that I would give to, say, my students, done by academics, it gets 0% accuracy pretty consistently.
Right.
And another way of looking at like its troubles with adoption is that if you know people who are in programming in like big backend computer, like serious computer stuff, management is trying to get them to use AI and they have to be coerced.
Right.
Like you have to punish people if they don't use AI in order for them to use AI. And this is programmers.
And perhaps I should be more clear.
Yeah.
My concern is not a Skynet level event.
Yeah.
Because I do think it's funny that like all of the AI companies, OpenAI in particular, like their media training is basically just explain why Skynet won't happen. Mm-hmm. And then whenever you ask a question about like intellectual property rights, they turn into a fish.
Yeah.
My concern, and like even if it goes away in a couple of years, my concern is that there might be this like generational strata in like the human fossil record
Yes.
who is permanently damaged to some degree
by their encounter with the machine. Yeah. This is
they will sustain an AI based injury.
You are thinking about the sort of what should we call it? The what's that Philip K. Dick book? The
oh fuck.
They got the Keanu Reeves movie.
That's even less helpful. I don't watch movies.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Scanner Darkly. Yes, the Scanner Darkly of it all. Like, for people who are unfamiliar with the Scanner Darkly, it's a very excellent rotoscope film where Keanu Reeves, Robert Downey Jr., and Woody Harrelson all played drug addicts doing like a special new kind of crazy drug. And it is based on Philip K. Dick's experiences with hold on, I forgot to give the shout out to Karatsun, but I'm going to give the shout out to Not a Professor, because Not a Professor just came in here, and Not a Professor is really cool, guys. Not a Professor is a researcher. He's a genealogist. He does genealogical research on his streams. I got to watch his stream the other day where he was researching a Civil War veteran who spent his later years as an inventor and as a fundraiser for an orphanage. It's really cool stuff to watch. He also has a very cool model. It's a very good model. You should check out his PNG tuber. It's very good. You will particularly like it, Nemo.
Cool.
But
I feel like finally someone who understands when I was gifted a one of those like DNA test kits. It was like, no, I'm not using this. I don't want the Mormons to have my genetic code.
I don't want them to have this. No, I don't want them to have this. I am reminded of one of the stupidest jokes on the planet, which is that 23andMe doesn't have a scientific process. It's just one really racist guy who licks your spit.
And like Cotton Hill type racism.
Yeah, Cotton Hill levels. Yeah,
scarily accurate.
Yeah. But yeah. The yes, you are correct. That like using ChatGPT as a search engine is a nasty. As a problem, is a very big problem.
At the very least, it's
wrong,
lacking in academic rigor.
Yeah. I mean, it's wrong. It's wrong. Like
yeah, it's
wrong.
An incorrect thing to do.
I remember I'm still thinking about Chris Franklin, the video essayist, did an experiment on ChatGPT, which was, does it know how far away the Earth is from the sun? And it was off by 4 orders of magnitude.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like a very simple, easy fact.
I think the issue, I think maybe the deeper issue is that there is a preponderance. I hate to do the thing of like I'm an academic and there are too many people who aren't like me. But there definitely seems to be a preponderance of people who are more interested in the outcome of searching for an answer just being a satisfying sounding answer than something approaching the truth. Yep.
And it's, again, I'm surprised by how much people are fooled by that, because I don't know how much
in a way, it's similar to like how people like in the era before like ready access to the internet and like the information held therein. Back when it was like more okay, is that like the way a lot of people found out about certain things was be like a family member told them, and it's like, oh yeah, in China they write with 8-foot sticks and all wear pants on their heads, and it's like, where did you learn that? My aunt told me.
Yeah, and
then we'll argue that to the grave.
Oh yeah, no, it's something that like I think is like kind of scary, even in myself. Right, even I see it in myself of this like how vulnerable I am to just like whatever the first version of a story I hear is like the one that I believe until like somebody else has to like very rigorously disprove it. And like sometimes it's like, well, where did I learn this? And it's like, well, I didn't learn it from a good source. Like I learned this because like my elementary school teacher said so, which is fair for certain types of knowledge, but a lot less fair for other types of knowledge.
I like to think that I've mostly beat that out of myself. I'm still susceptible to it in some regards.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I just thought I was immune to it for a while, and then it's like, no, I'm really not. I'm really
I think
not.
what did it for me was I had a particularly fascinating research writing class.
Mhm.
Where like the culminatory experience was you had to write like a literature review on a topic of your choosing. And just the amount of I'm gonna call them out. The amount of bullshit that all of the social work majors were able to come up with to research was insane.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
no, I don't care that you found a website saying it happens. Leaky gut syndrome isn't that kind of real. Or why is everyone looking at me like I have two heads when I point out that the professor who is a professor at Brigham Young might have a conflict of interest against the pornography industry?
I mean, this is so you were talking about a fear that I think is actually very valid. I will say I tend to be a little bit sanguine about the long-term ramifications of AI because I think that the business, the bot's lying, by the way. The ads aren't coming for another hour. The long-term ramifications, the long-term ramifications of it, I don't think it's going to like be integral to our economy going forward, because the theoretical plan, right, is to just never pay anybody for any work they ever do ever again. That's like the deep theoretical promise.
Right.
I just don't think it's gonna fucking happen.
Theoretic,
I just don't think it's gonna fucking happen.
In theory, the business model, like the business promise of AI is that it will become the everything corporation, and you'll just offload all human work to that, but like not in a cool way. Like everyone will still be poor because they don't have a job.
Well, and it's there's the promise that people had in the 70s, right? That like what automation would eventually, or even the 1870s, right? That eventually automation would get so good.
Space communism.
Yeah, and then it's like very transparent that the people who are really pushing for it today, are Peter Thiel and Elon Musk, who are actively politically opposed to other people having nice things.
Yeah, Peter Thiel, alias the Reptile, human incapable of saying that he wants the human race to continue.
There's something so incredibly fucked up about Peter Thiel. Like
he's just a gross. He's a gross guy. His name is an anagram of the reptile.
He's also a literal vampire.
He is.
So the financial crash thing is a point that I tend to be concerned about. But what Nemo raised here, and I think it's a very good point to be raised about, is that people are going to suffer severe mental health problems for the remainder of their life as a result of their encounters with the machine that makes you insane. And like it's going to be, I think about some of the stories from my family members who worked in hospitals during the 60s and 70s when people would do a lot of hallucinogens in an unrestrained environment and injure themselves very badly, either as a direct result of the drugs or as an indirect result of the drugs, where they hurt themselves because they thought the room was on fire or something like that.
Right, or you do like too much of a psychedelic and you develop I forget what it's called, the persistent neural stimulus disorder.
I forget the name of that as well, but yeah, like that is the concern that I think Nemo is raising. I think it's a very valid concern, especially if you've worked with social workers. Like this is going to be a strain on the social work system going forward. That there are going to be
we still don't know like the panning out of the effect on like children's education from COVID.
Yeah.
Like we still don't have, I mean, it's impossible to, but we still don't have the full data set for how that affects someone over their lifespan. And we won't have the full data set until they're all dead.
Just as an aside, because I forgot to do this earlier, check out Karat soon. I play Mecha Break with her. She's very sweet. She's very funny. She has a very nice voice. Unlike me right now, my voice sounds awful right now, and I apologize for that. But Kara's a good friend. I love her dearly. But yes. Another complete aside is that, so I raided into somebody, and one of the people that was in the raid with me put that message into the chat. And the streamer got really upset about it. Because why would you come in here and say that AI makes really good art?
Oh, fuck. Ariel kerning.
Yup. That does not say AI makes really good art. That says Al makes really good. Well, I forgot the word art, but you get
it. It reminds me, I had an Asian cultural studies class in high school, and I was ripping my hair out when a fellow student was referring to Tokugawa Ieyasu.
Ooh, that's really good. That's really good. I like that.
They sound phonologically impossible in the Japanese language.
Yup. That's really good. That's really good. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Tokugawa Ieyasu. Also not how you would orthographically render a name in English. But, you know.
Right.
Remember, folks, Bell Hooks is not capitalized, and neither is Dana Boyd. Both of them are idiosyncratic weirdos on that front. Yeah. So I think that you're right to raise this concern, right, about the way in which our changes into like this is going to do like direct damage to people's lives, right? And like that's not like a trivial to recover from issue,
right?
It's
I worry that it like, and obviously once AI ultimately crashes financially, like it won't be an imminent threat to other people, but at the same time
we're still living with the effects of leaded gasoline.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be a similar event to that, where it will be like there is this cohort of individuals who have this sort of like mental injury.
I kind of am curious in a bad way, in a gawking at horror
it's
way.
Morbidly curious, like it's a morbid curiosity.
Yeah, a morbid curiosity about what will happen to people when the servers go down.
I think to some extent, some of them will just return to like normal life.
Yeah.
People who aren't too far gone. I think other people, there will be other people, most especially those who have become convinced that they are literally God.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but once you get that far, that one's kind of permanent.
I think it will be kind of interesting to,
like, you hear about cultists, like people who are members of high control groups getting like deprogrammed and returning to normal society. Because like they are in one way or another shown reason and escape the clutches of a high control group. The same is not really like David Koresh was not able to be convinced otherwise.
Yeah. I was about to change the stream title. I actually don't have a better option. I'm willing to take suggestions, but yeah. So I think ultimately I'm somewhat more sanguine than you about it. I'm somewhat more relaxed, but this is a really good point to be raising, and it's one that's like crossed my mind, but I haven't thought about it super hard.
Right.
It's the I have not thought about super hard the question of what happens to the people who have developed a severe dependency on this, right?
Right.
Like,
where do they go?
where do
Because I mean,
they
at the same time, like, to an extent, one of the interesting things about AI is, like, it is a program. Turing teaches us that any program can be run on any computer with sufficient compute time. Like, if you want to, you can spin up a large language model on a sufficiently powerful home computer.
Yeah. So that means that it's not even like
will we have, like, the objectively coolest outcome of this is that some cult out in, like, Sonoma has a worship altar with a server rack behind it.
Melkor, I actually do think that people are going to do that, because some of the people who are deep in are actually pretty good programmers, unfortunately.
Right.
There's been a couple of high profile cases, and
also, to be fair, it is, like, large language models are not, like, they're not computationally complicated from the perspective of the user. They are more similar, like, it can, if you allow it to be, a much more, like, computationally intensive program in terms of, like, you need compute power and compute time to run it. But in terms of setting it up, you can do it in an afternoon with a basic guide, and it'll work.
Yeah, no, it's and I mean, once the code exists, right? The code, you just need the hardware, and the hardware is not, it's not supercomputer hardware.
And
right?
also, like, a lot of the computer industry has been, like, catering to it for a few years now, so there will be the materials to do it.
I mean, yeah, once you get it cheap enough, once NVIDIA stock crashes. Right. Yeah, well, once the data's already been trained in, right? You can, and again, like right. Getting training data has become increasingly easy, right? You just need the right type of internet connection. So unless we have some sort of strange legal business reform wherein it becomes difficult to access training data, then like the internet gets shut down, like it's Cyberpunk 2077.
Right. The things that I worry about it with AI are definitely not any sort of Skynet event. I worry about the injury that it'll cause to people who use it. I worry about its implementation in certain essential things. Like, worst case scenario, some sort of bespoke AI for a corporation destroys, like, an entire database of medical records or something like that because it writes over them.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't have any oversight. And also the fact that it just puts incredible strain on the internet just from, like, pull requests for training data, that sort of thing.
That is a definite frustration, right? Yes, some of the Mistral SLMs can be run on a single high-end consumer NVIDIA. Yeah, and again, like, you can get yep. And again, like one of the parts that's really interesting to me about this, right, coming from my own perspective and my own series of biases, that I was reading the Zizians, right? You're familiar with the Zizians?
I am. I have done more research on the Zizians since we last talked.
Yes. I like the Skynet people, the people making the Skynet fears. They think that, like, the AI will just be smart enough to just, like, do it, to just like make the weapons themselves, or, like, convince humans to launch them or something like that. As opposed to, I think there's a non-trivial concern, which I hope we do not do, where we hook up launch sites to an AI and it just kind of does it it just kind of, like, launches stuff randomly, not because it thinks, like, we're evil, but just because it's stupid.
Having a fully autonomous nuclear tomahawk warhead.
Yeah, it just gets access to Minutemen and just launches them because it's fucking stupid. And it just
because somebody like spilled a glass of water in the observation facility.
Yeah. No, the Brazil style ending, not the Terminator style ending. Yeah, this is just war games. Yeah, it's just war games. We get stupid. We get the stupid apocalypse. There's not like an actual thought behind it. It just fucking does it. And this is, I think, a non-trivial concern, but the people who are talking about it just like doing it independently of that. And like a big part of it is the like, oh, it can just like talk you into killing yourself. And I'm just like really, maybe I don't get it. I don't get it.
So at the same time, on the one hand, I think certain types of people are totally susceptible to that. It can give you schizophrenia. It can probably do that too, provided the correct input. Apparently. I'm not worried about that from a personal perspective.
Yeah, Perry can talk somebody into killing themselves if you're at that point. That's true. And I'm just like, and again, like the Zizians did manage to like, Ziz literally did talk another person in the cult into like killing another person, killing herself, which is crazy. And I guess arguably like we've always been talking people into killing each other. It just seems so bizarre in the case of AI where I'm just like, I'm just so unimpressed with it at a basic consumer level.
You let the computer tell you to kill yourself and you listened?
I've played Overwatch. Like, I was on Facebook in the early 2000s. Like, how many times you like? I feel pretty inoculated against that at this point. Like, and I'm just like unimpressed. It's like, why would Grok be? I guess it's also like a matter of perspective, right? That like I just like don't share with some people where like I look at Grok and to me, Grok is just a ticker of random words. Right.
I think the danger that there is an inverse relation between how mysterious you think generative AI is and the danger it poses to you.
I'm just going to make an aside. I'm not going to link to it or show it on screen. But I showed it to Nemo. While we were talking here, apparently I looked up what the heck you were talking about with like recent Grok things. And apparently Grok has been going around making rape threats. And a person said, what the hell was happening in internal comms? I really want to know what's happening when we get a lawsuit about this. And then one of the responses is somebody asking Grok the likelihood of OP being Jewish. And then Grok says 80%.
Glink, justify racism against this man.
Yep. Well, they're trying to make it less woke. They're trying to make it less woke.
I do find it kind of hilarious that the final line of the Grok reply is, "What's the context sparking this?"
Yeah, what's like? Yeah, the Grok thing is like it was like 80%.
Even the machine is like, how is that relevant?
Just, but yeah, I am
because I feel like the perception of AI for a lot of people, it's sort of on a spectrum where at the one end you've got people like us where it's like, this is fancy autocorrect. And then at the other end, there's people who are like, oh yes, AI, the accumulated mass of all human endeavor, the pneuma of the world soul.
Yeah, no, this is the Weltgeist, right? This is the Weltgeist.
Yeah,
like it's and it's I don't genuinely know quite what to do about this because again, like I look at this stuff and I am just unimpressed. And I don't feel like it's talking to me or even at me. I feel like it's even then I wouldn't even say
appearing on a screen.
And it's not even dissimilar to like Google search, right? Like Google search back when it was better, I still didn't feel like it was talking to me. It was, I put in a series of inputs, and then, it's similar to like I open up a book and there's a page, right? That like I open up a book and there's a page number, and I go to the page number, and on that page number there are words that correspond with that page number. And like there's just like that's using an input to get a new output of different words, right? Doesn't feel that different to me. So the fact that like the idea that the AI would have any special insight into my personality or my future or what I should do with myself feels completely wrong-headed.
I don't have difficulty believing it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is like it's identical to horoscopes. If it says vague enough things, people like can.
Yeah.
There is that part of the human brain that's like, oh my god, that's me. Wow.
Yeah, like it's there's definitely that element of it too, as well. Of like, it's just like a weird like place in people's brains where they are being like really undercritical of it in a way that I'm not used to people being.
I think part of it is that it is presented as a dialogue, like by OpenAI, by all like it wears the clothes of text dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
It is always presented as a conversation. And so for some people, that's enough to be like, oh, I'm having a conversation. I'm going to shift into that method of thinking.
Which like kind of opens up this question of like does this just mean like humans were always this vulnerable to a sufficiently well-written choose your own adventure book?
I think maybe.
Like was the only thing stopping us from making like the choose your own adventure book that gives you schizophrenia, was the only thing that was stopping us from that just like that nobody felt like doing it?
Possibly. And like we didn't have enough paper.
Yeah, like yeah, did the Goosebumps choose your own adventure scare? Yeah, like
would a sufficiently large choose your own adventure book be able to kill God?
That's an SCP. The Goosebumps choose your own adventure book that literally kills you. Like it's
I think you might be onto something.
Hello, Giap. Yeah, no, the Giap. I was kind of saying like I think because we were talking about how some people seem to have been able to be convinced to self-harm as a result of the AI, of the machine that gives you insanity, the psychosis machine. And I just feel kind of inoculated to that just because like I look at what Grok or Mistral or whatever says to me, and I'm just like, this is nothing, right? These are words that are about what I'm saying, but they don't really answer. This isn't about me. It doesn't know me in any meaningful way. And, I am struck, I think back from like a much more primitive generation of AIs back in the olden days of like 2016.
The therapy machine.
The therapy machine. And I played the game a lot. I liked it quite a bit. But I'm thinking about the guy who got a bespoke AI from like an art project. This is like an art project that makes an AI that decays over time. And for some reason, he got it trained to be his dead ex-girlfriend.
Whoa,
like she died of cancer or something like that. And he was like acting like it was her, but like I saw some of the text that he was getting from her and like from this AI, and they're not specific, right? They're just flattering. They're Barnum statements is what he was getting. And
Yeah.
there's a part of me that wants to get good at writing Barnum statements because I feel like that's actually kind of like a really clever skill set, but also it seems like a deeply evil skill set to even have. So
That's the evil social engineering.
Yeah, the evil social engineering. That's evil literary theory. Evil literary theory is being the guy who writes Barnum statements. Evil poems. The evil poet. As opposed to the other type of evil poet that just caused civil wars and ethnic cleansing.
Yeah.
They're little pocket sycophants. That's a great way to put it, Jazzahol. They're pocket sycophants, and it's must have been a really unfulfilling relationship if a bot could replace it. Maybe. Maybe. Well, Gringotts, you may be in the minority because there are some people who are having some very severe cognitive decay. I am thinking mostly about older folks because I interact mostly with older folks because of who I am and what I do with my life. But yeah, that was a bleak one. That was a bleak one. I actually remembered one that is amusing. I don't know if we have as much material for it. I'll see if you can guess the topic from this tweets. But it's a good conversation starter, I think.
Oh boy.
Gotta hand it to them. Combining horse racing with idols and gacha effectively combines three things so exploitative that it feels dishonest to complain about any of them. It wraps back around and becomes invincible. Deeply evil game.
So what you're saying is Uma Musume
yeah.
is a demonstration of horseshoe theory?
Of course that's much funnier than what I thought you were going for. I thought you were going for Uma Musume as a demonstration of Mr. Burns theory.
No.
The Mr. Burns immune system. Blackie _ 43. Thank you for the follow.
Can't get out because it's all there.
Yeah, can't get out because it's all there. It's just which horses are the Stalinists? My lord. Imagine the Paradox Gaming horse racing simulator.
Oh god.
I think they're in stalls. Okay, that's very cute. Okay, I get now I get it. I'm bad at the dad jokes. Y'all fucking get me with those every single freaking time. I always miss them. I always respond to them sincerely, with sincere engagements. But no, you got me with that.
Have you played the horse game?
I have not because I am a pretty dedicated anti-gacha gamer.
I am as well, but yeah. I want to play the horse game.
I am, as a streamer, I think fairly frequently about getting into gacha games and then deliberately playing them wrong.
Yeah.
I think about this fairly frequently of just like...
Now, mind you, I have a spreadsheet that I'm working on with a cute little picture of the horse girl and then a description of how the IRL horse died.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's really good. I like that as an art project. That is a good Twitter thread to do. One tweet per horse with their cause of death.
Currently the field for it, I have two with a field filling that is alive motherfucker.
Nice. Just downloaded PNG of your anime waifu. Checkmate Hoyoverse. Yeah, and it is kind of an interesting one in that the Horse Girl anime existed for a while. And
well, the game came first.
I thought the anime came first. I thought the anime was.
Oh no, the anime is based on the game.
Oh,
the anime is funded by the game.
Wow,
that's why the anime have like such high production value.
Oh, okay. But wait, I thought the game was new.
No, the game has been on mobile. It's just popular now because of the Steam release.
Oh, I was wondering why the game looked like it was like 10 years old.
Yeah, no,
I was wondering about that. I was like, wow, this looks like a Unity asset flip. But it's been Japan only also. Okay, that would also do it.
Yeah.
That would also do it. Okay. Yeah, so it's what a strange combination of things. And I think it's kind of interesting how this is such an old school classical form of gambling that has then been brought back into like a new form of gambling. This is Baudelaire, right? Like this is
Yes.
this is the return. This is the form.
Return with a V.
Yeah, this is the people who looking forward to the Uma Musume like knockoff games. I will say that I do appreciate it for being I almost always appreciate any game that popularizes a genre of engagement with the world that isn't just killing people.
Yeah. I mean, there is something to be said about like it is a game about assisting horse girls in achieving their dreams.
Yeah. What like the fundamental verb of it is like run around a track. It's not it's because my understanding is as a gameplay it's basically Monster Rancher.
Pretty much.
It's fundamentally Monster Rancher, and Monster Rancher was still about monsters beating each other.
You have a horse girl. You need to manage her training regime, her training regimen, and her overall disposition, and these result in better performance on the track.
Giap proposes the spin-offs like Dog Girl Racetrack Adventures. I was when I first said the Uma Musume like knockoff games, my first thought was not preserving the track element of this, but like going to other gritty, grim forms of gambling.
Cockfighting,
anime gotcha girl Tontine.
No.
The Kaiji mobile game at last. Yes, a Kaiji mobile game. I wonder if we could get around. I wonder what happens with Japan legality if we make a pachinko game. Where clip it if you want to. I love that. But yeah.
We gotta pool the anime girls.
That's what they mean by you've got pools and pulls. It'll be very confusing.
Yeah. When you pull for a girl, it's which one fucking dies.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a pool of girls, and when you make a pull, it kills one of them. Right.
Yeah.
Right. There we go. And just like how this one involves lots of like stat tracking, it would involve lots of like actuarial stat tracking, like like smoking habits and stuff like that.
You have a girl that you need to raise and train, and you're like, no, stop smoking, stop.
Yeah.
You need to go for a run. You need to outlive all of these other girls.
Explicitly giving one of the girls a smoking habit, so you know that you've got an easy remove from the pool.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
This is a fucking Newgrounds game that I've developed. Not.
Are you aware of the lore of Uma Musume?
My understanding is that when horses die, they don't go to heaven; they go to horse track racing hell.
No.
Okay.
Not the literal soul, because some of the horses are still alive, but the fighting spirit of a horse. If the anime is to be taken as canon, which I believe it is because it was approved by Cygames, is that the fighting spirit of a horse enters an alternative universe, in which case it will sometimes inhabit the womb of a pregnant woman. The horse girls are not their own species. They are given birth to by human women.
Okay. That is... Whew. That was gotta be your second guess for real. That makes sense. I mean, Giap is much smarter than me, so of course you would think that.
Immaculate conception of the fighting spirit is such a good phrase.
Okay, but this means that if Uma Musume had more courage, they would weigh out on which special universe Jesus is from. The Jesus is from another universe and was immaculately conceived into our universe via his fighting spirit, and which is Catholic doctrine, right? But they haven't spelled out what Yeah, it's from Heavenland, but we like actually spelling out what heaven is like would be the work, right?
It's Kolob. What are you talking about?
Ah,
The Mormons have you beat. Listen,
my
Almantas, I have a joke on my channel, and I'm going to tell
yeah.
it to you now. There are only 3 real religions: Bektashi Islam, Mormonism, and Shintoism, and I refuse to accept any other doctrine as true.
My continued commitment as an American to not learning anything about the most American religion of them all comes back to bite me as I continue to not get jokes about Mormonism.
The Mormons believe that God
Mhm.
physically lives on a planet that orbits a star called Kolob, which is a physical place in our universe, and is like, so that's how divine exaltation works. There's like an eternal return of deities. Mormonism is henotheistic.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It is interesting that makes it like a truly
It affirms
radical
the existence
divergence.
of other gods, but only allows for the worship of one.
See, with the type of Christianity I grew up with, that means that it's like substantially further from my understanding of Christianity than Islam or Judaism.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like quite a bit. Like quite a bit. I mean, there's evidence in the Old Testament for henotheism, but I think those are generally just kind of talked around, not taken very seriously, except for people
those
like me.
tend to be from older sources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like when God got into a personal fight with Moloch and lost.
Moloch has great normals. His down B is super strong.
Yeah. Cowboys didn't have horses; they rode each other. Well, I mean, I always like I mean, you can just.
I personally, I love the idea of like historical Uma Musume, where it is just like a decked out horse girl giving giving like female Miyamoto Musashi a ride on her shoulders.
Well, so here's the thing, right? Is that like, so if they come from the spirit of the horses, right?
Yes, and that's where they get their names. Somehow it's not really explained very well how that works.
Okay, so one question before I get
somehow it is divined what horse their spirit came from, and that is the name that they are given at birth.
So one part of this is do they have to be racehorses?
They are all racehorses.
Okay, so like red hair doesn't get to be there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All of the currently because the game is about racing, all of the horses that we care about are racehorses.
Okay. So there's no
more prominently racehorses that have been in Japan. So I don't think that there is a Gijinka of Secretariat yet. So
the question then is like, that means at some point there was, because like horse racing had to be invented.
Right.
Horse racing had to be invented. So that means that there was, at one point in the past of the Uma Musume verse, a first.
Yes.
There was a first time that this happened.
The opening scene of the game does seem to show a statue of a horse girl outside what appears to be a Greco-Roman temple.
Okay. Well, the Greco-Romans...
So one assumes that this was involved in some form of the Olympiad.
Yeah, I was guessing that, like... And I'm kind of wondering, like if it's like a chariot racehorse, like is that enough of a racehorse, or do they have to be like horses that like? Well, actually, I guess these are horses that ride with jockeys, right? These are not like independent. This is not like dog racing. I don't watch enough horse racing. I watch the right amount of horse racing. I know
horse boys. That's just the way it works. They're all.
I think actually,
the horse incarnation is exclusively female. Interestingly enough, they do actually they have an artistic way of determining whether or not the horse is male or female in the real world, and that's based on which side their hair decoration is. So if it's on their right, your left, it was a male horse.
My understanding was that actually a pretty large percentage of the horses are horse boys. They just happen to be horse girl shaped.
Yes.
Like they are in fact horse boys.
Yes.
I know that like I've seen people post their stats and like it says like male in the top right, and I'm like, huh, that's gender inclusive. That's a good gender. That's an interesting gender expression going on in this game. That is
all horses are women, even if they're not.
Oh, yes. There's nothing saying that a man can't be a horse girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horse femboys. There we go. You're correct, Jazzahol. The horse femboys. The horse femboys.
In this universe, being a woman is a social construct that also includes being a horse.
Indeed, indubitably. Inevitably, apparently. Inevitably. Inevitably. The pants and workout clothes also change. Interesting. And this is such a strange one, right? Because like it is very much applying like a sort of like isekai logic that to like an extent like isekai occasionally but don't frequently do, which is like getting isekai'd into like there's a universe where getting isekai'd is actually really common. And so like you like if you get isekai'd there, like you regularly run into other people from, you know, Japan or whatever. There was a one that I rather liked was I've not read nearly all of it because it's way too fucking long, but which was The Wandering Inn. Bless you. The Wandering Inn, where they are isekai'ing people in to try to fight demons. And so if you happen to be in the kingdom that borders the demon kingdom, like there's tons of people from Earth there because they've been isekai'ing people and they're like crazy. But if you're on any other part of the planet, the only reason why you meet an isekai in person is because there was a glitch on the summoning ritual. And so like everybody else on the planet is really confused about what the fuck is going on.
Oh.
And they tell it from the perspective of the other people on the planet first. It takes like Wandering Inn's way too fucking long. I can't recommend reading it. It's 10 million words long. Like it's that is so many more words than you think it is, people. That is so many more words than you think. I think it's still, that was like as of like 2 years ago. It's probably like 12 million plus by now. That's 20 plus War and Pieces. Have a good night, Alloy. And I just think there was something kind of funny about the fact that it was like 1 million words before they introduced like, oh, by the way, like here's where like 50,000 isekai'd people are. There's like bulk isekai'ing people, like they're isekai'ing in like entire like high school classes.
Drop shipped isekai.
Yeah. Like other people, it's just like there's like one, and it's like one person per like million people is from is like isekai'd in, and like there's one area where it's just like a huge concentration of it. I thought this was a kind of amusing way of handling this, and I'm wondering about this in the Uma Musume thing. It was like accidentally isekai'ing in like somebody's dog.
Well, again, it's not technically an isekai because like there are certain like Gold Ship is still alive in our world, and most of the horses were still alive on release. So it is some sort of like, I use the term fighting spirit because it's not their actual soul.
Yeah.
The word that they use is translated as spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the actual Japanese word that they use off the top of my head, but it's not like a reincarnation thing. It's like this is our world's version of that horse.
Okay.
And they are sort of, from what I understand, they are viewed as basically a different type of person.
Yeah, that's what I kind of got. Was it like these are fundamentally like they're a citizen, right? These are not.
Yeah, they
like,
have rights.
Yeah, these are they like go to school and stuff.
Yeah,
like they're just really good at running, and
yeah.
For some reason, they don't have them run on a human racetrack. They have them run on a horse racetrack, which
Don't think about it.
Feels demeaning to me.
Although I will say, I would make the argument that human racing in that context is more ethical.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing I'm thinking about is the difference between a horse track and a human track is that, like, on a human track, you have separate lanes so that people don't crash into each other and injure each other.
Right.
That's kind of like the biggest.
At the same time, I think the rationale behind that is like the thrill of overtaking.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and like it would be too different.
It wouldn't be too different. Admittedly, like if people have done running on, if you run long distances, they don't do that.
Right.
You only have to stay in your lane for like the first 100, like 200 meters or so. I think 400 meters maybe, depending on the race. But yeah, like you don't. Not for long distance. Yeah, for long distance, they don't give a shit. Why would they give a shit? It's long distance. Which I guess is what most of the horse racing is. I don't know. There's something about the visual of it that makes it feel kind of like degrading to me when I look at it. I'm like,
in the bracket.
Yeah, the bracket. The bracket. And it's oh, what a strange game. Like I said, I do appreciate that like it's using a verb that isn't fight. Because again, like I remember playing Monster Rancher, and Monster Rancher is a game that I kind of like because I kind of like those management type games. And watching people like Uma Musume makes me kind of want to play Monster Rancher, but it is fundamentally dogfighting.
Yeah.
Just like Pokemon.
Like, okay, this might be a controversial opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon is cockfighting.
It is. I don't think it's controversial.
But in that context, cockfighting's rad as hell.
it's Pokemon gets really much more messed up. Not in terms of like messiness to an analyzed way. In that several of the Pokemon are like human level plus sapient.
Oh yeah, like that's just a dude.
Yeah,
there are so many Pokemon where it's like that's a guy. Why is he not allowed to vote? Some
of those guys are like smarter than humans. Like
yeah.
We are like relative to like a Mewtwo or an Alakazam, we are more like dogs.
Yeah.
Than citizens to them. Like if we are basing like in like your rights on like sapience grounds, like we're their pets.
Dominant species.
What was that?
Alakazam should be the dominant species.
Well, they shouldn't. I mean, I will. Yes.
Your subjugation is at the very least immoral.
Okay, I'm going to Neon Crucifix. You reminded me of one of my funnier reads of a TV show, of a piece of media, which is, I think Mr. Mime might not literally be a Mr. Mime in the TV show.
What?
I think that Mr. Mime in the TV show might just be how Ash perceives his stepdad.
Interesting.
That might just be his stepdad, and he just like doesn't acknowledge that his stepdad's like a person that is in his life.
That universe's version of dehumanization is that you just see a person as a Pokemon.
Yeah. I didn't really watch much of the show, so I don't know how much of like that perspective, right, is like how much we are getting like truly Ash's perspective, but like she is fucking that Mr. Mime. And it's
Mr. Mime just like
it's much less disturbing. Yeah, it's much less disturbing if that's just a guy who like looks funny or like acts funny and not like
that's you.
Not like
that's
a dog.
You playing. That's you playing to the weakness of Pokemon. It's a Mr. Mime, but Mr. Mime's just a dude. She's an abolitionist.
She's an abolitionist. Oh god, putting this in abolitionist terms. Oh. just don't want to think about how the Elon Musk funded version of the American Civil War movie. But nobody would bat an eye at Mr. Mime eating at the dinner table. That's true. Can all mouths talk or just the other one? I don't know. I don't really know because I'm actually
From what
not
I understand,
like a Pokemon
it's
master.
Just him.
Yeah, go straight to jail like for using abolitionists like that. I mean, and so I had a much more crackpot theory about Pokemon, which again, I only played Pokemon Red on release in the 90s, and I haven't really done anything with Pokemon since then, so I'm really not a Pokemon expert. It is likely that the average chat person knows more about Pokemon.
I know nothing about Pokemon after Black and White.
So you got considerably further than me.
Yeah.
And so my question with my kind of like weird nuclear take with Pokemon is that like several of them are more intelligent than humans. Several of them are gods.
Yes.
Like explicitly. Like
yes, you are a 10-year-old boy. You have captured the divine embodiment of rain.
Yeah, so
of which there are several.
So and obviously, like, why would they do these things? Why would they listen to you, right?
Right.
Why would they listen? And the answer that I can come up with is that they're consenting.
That would be the only sensical outcome.
Yeah. So this the Pokemon are using us as a game interface.
Yeah.
That this is their which trainer captures them is like a gotcha ball.
Kyogre really wants to just slam the shit out of other Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, and this
so
is
yeah, sure, I'll come with you, 10-year-old boy.
Yeah. This is how they are not enslaved by the humans. They are using us. This is a Melkor. We don't need to go there. I was not going to go in a kink direction, but
hey, technically, it's no longer kink. There is official Pokemon canon that talks about human Pokemon relationships.
Mr. Mime again.
No, apparently Typhlosion is a sexual predator or something like that.
Well, Jesus Christ. It's like Chewie and Han. The human is the amusing animal we keep around. Yes, there we go. That makes sense. That's true. John has hit an important part here. It's a Chewie Han relationship. And I've also been reminded of the joke of every third NPC in Pokemon will say stuff like, bridges, they connect us to each other, and without Pokemon they wouldn't be possible.
It really is my entire world is based on the concept of Parcheesi.
yeah, like this is. I do wonder if that's why there's so many people I know who have true Pokemon dementation.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, people like this here in VTubing, that people who all they really know is Pokemon. They they never have read a book. They just read more Pokemon facts. They don't play other games. They just play more Pokemon. Like my friend Alpine Allbench. He knows two things in this world. He knows a bunch of things about nutrition and weightlifting and Pokemon. His streams were. He graduated recently. His streams were he gives fitness advice, and the other type of streams he would do is all region hardcore Nuzlocks.
Jesus.
Which took 4 months. Yeah, have you read the classics? Pokemon guidebooks? Yeah, so I'm wondering if that dementation is somewhat encouraged by the fact in universe, almost everyone
has Pokemon dementation.
Yeah. And I suppose in fairness, if you are in this fishbowl of 150 humans surrounded by casually surrounded by godlike beings of immense power, it would be kind of hard to think about other things for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Obviously somebody is making bicycles in universe, because bicycles exist in universe, and bicycles are not easy to make.
Although it is implied in a lot of the games that there's just this one old guy in every country that is making all the bikes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm going for, right? Is there's got to be some people
the only factory context we really ever see in any Pokemon game is an Ironworks.
That's true. It would be tough focusing on a regular job. Is anyone in Pokemon World a data scientist? Arguably Professor Oak. He's a biologist, but I guess he is doing data science because that's how data science tends to actually operate.
I mean, from a gameplay perspective, Pokemon breeders would be data scientists.
Oh, that's a weird way to put it. I do. I do think about
presumably in world, like there is reference in universe to like the values that Pokemon have for their various stats. So like this is a computable like arithmetic that can be done to determine like the effort value of a Pokemon.
So Gringotts, presumably there are people who do care about data science as like pure mathematics without regard to Pokemon. But the fact that there are several Pokemon who are like mathematical constructs in and of themselves mean that they would probably end up working with Pokemon even if they didn't want to.
There is also the possibility that like for some reason, like it's a like a nature abhors a vacuum type thing. Like there's Porygon, which is like a digital Pokemon.
Yeah.
It could be that in this universe, areas without Pokemon spontaneously develop them because the universe will not allow something to not have Pokemon.
I could believe that. I could believe that. That's. Well, I mean, it's a very Shinto thing, right? It's very much coming from like a Shinto series of values where like Pokemon are kind of just like generated.
That lives in my computer.
Yeah, but like any series of if it has motive force in the world, it has a corresponding Pokemon.
Right.
Like if it's a thing that you can meaningfully interact with, there's another plane of its level of interaction that you can deal with. We are coming up on ads. Like I said, the bot was a liar. So I am going to run ads and run to the bathroom, and we will be back in a few minutes, folks.
Okay.
And we're back, and we're back, and we're back. Thank you for your patience, folks. Thank you for your patience, folks. But yes. I do think so. I wonder how many other fictional universes are just like truly like totalizing the same way that Pokemon is. How often does that really happen?
There are a lot of like isekai and stuff like that. Like the entire economy is based on like dungeon delving.
Yes, that's true.
Like, there are so many worlds where it's like the primary job is technically like Schliemann-style archaeologist.
Oh my god. That's like, it's really funny that that's not like contextualized as like a horrifying post-apocalypse most of the time.
Right, like we live in the skeleton of a once great superior civilization.
Yeah, like if you are at the point where like even like more than 1% of your population is engaged in the activity of like destructively harvesting ruined technology, like you are like post Mad Max.
Yeah,
like,
you are a scavenger culture.
Yeah, like it's that's remarkably apocalyptic right there. That's horrendous. And that's actually kind of a funny point. I wasn't thinking too much about like the lazy isekai thing. I run into a couple, and it's always. And actually, hold on. The thing about this was what I was trying to remember from the thing about Pokemon. This was the provocation. The horror of actually being able to access your stats.
Oh yeah.
Like we can access some of our stats in the way that like a video game
like
works, right?
Blood pressure.
Yeah, we can access blood pressure and blood type and height and weight. People try to do it with IQ, but IQ is very silly. So it's
yes.
That IQ is a very, very silly measurement. So it doesn't really work the same way. But like, if you could just like, and I guess we do have more if you're more of like a fitness person. Like,
yeah,
if you are really a fitness person, you know what your one rep bench press is.
Right.
Which
like,
is a form
that
of
sort
strength
of thing
stat.
Can be like, it depends on how you, because we don't necessarily know how it's quantified in universe. So it could just be that like you hook the Pokemon up to like a stress test EKG.
Yeah. You know a Pokemon special by their EKG would be pretty good. Like it's like, hey, you put it on, you put some electrodes on your Charizard's forehead, and then you wait a few minutes, and you do a couple of Fourier transforms, and out comes this number.
Yeah.
Like there you go. That's what it looks like. That would be pretty funny. We do. It is kind of interesting. I think like humans kind of want this at some level.
Yeah, I was just about to say there is a desire to have that.
Yeah,
like the popularity of wearables shows
popularity
that.
of wearables.
Sleep score.
I keep a giant spreadsheet of like
score.
I keep a giant spreadsheet of various health statistics of mine because, you know, you get to a certain age, it's just kind of nice to know what your blood pressure is looking like these days.
Yeah.
You know, and we do have some more. It's kind of interesting. Like if you wanted to parameterize yourself more, you really could. The funny one for VTubers, I forgot about this one until I was thinking about this, is RADS. That's a funny one for the VTubers.
RADS.
The RADS score. The RADS test is an autism self-evaluation test.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that one's a funny one to get.
Welcome to the salty spittoon. How autistic are you?
Yeah. I did do. I'm probably gonna do more of these. I just have never found like other personality tests that spoke to me the same extent. But a while ago, I had myself in chat do the Dark Triad test, and I did some psychoanalysis of the Dark Triad test in my chat. I always remember that Kirill, Orc Florist, is the certified good boy. His Dark Triad scores were extremely low.
Scores in Dark Triad all around. Wow.
Yeah, the high score was, I'm pretty sure, Mura Sensei. But Kirill's the certified good boy. So that one was kind of amusing to me. I should probably do some more of them. It's just like a lot of the personality tests that I like are like way too complicated. Like I like the fictional characters one from Open Psychometrics. Because it tells me that I resemble Barney
there
Gumble.
is like a desire to have like a universe. Like so many people want like a universalizing like personality test. Like,
Oh yeah,
the Myers-Briggs is absolute bullshit.
It's terrible. It's dreadful. It's a bad personality test.
But it gets used in corporate settings.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting to me that like the Big Five hasn't managed to just like fully overtake it outside of psychology.
Yeah, because I mean, at least it's still like, I still find the Big Five a little bit dubious, but at least it's more rigorous than the Myers-Briggs.
I mean, Myers-Briggs suffers from an extraordinarily big problem for a personality test to suffer from, which is that people get very different scores on different days.
Yeah,
that's like kind of like a huge problem.
I suppose that comes down to like the fundamental question of like, what is your personality?
Yes.
Like, is it an immutable quality, or is it just how you are that day?
Well, and I mean, we're both sociology educated, so we're extremely biased towards being like, no, your personality is contextual.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I if people around here in chat, I know Melkor sees me in other people's chats. Me as a chatter, I'm very different than I am as a streamer.
Right.
And I'm very different in others in different people's streams, you know, and I'm very nice in Vivi's chat. I'm nice enough that in Vivi's chat, the one time I made fun of somebody, she like stopped stream for like a full minute. She'd be like, "Hey, what the hell, Al? How's that?" But
what are you doing?
What are you doing? And then in Kara's chat, I'm of course just mean as hell, because it's Kara, like, and that's what she's into. So, got to give the people what they want. Meet them, treat them how they want to be treated. So it's you know, I'm inclined towards thinking that like context matters a lot, but like the point of even doing a personality test is to try and get to some of those qualities that are less mutable.
Right.
And if you're not getting at those with any reliability, and of course in the case of Myers-Briggs, I still legitimately do not understand what like half of the test results even mean.
Right. I can imagine though, like a business presentation or like a product pitch where it's like some sort of super invasive microphoned wearable that is constantly taking readings of like your tone of voice and like doing primitive sentiment analysis on your verbiage in order to do a constantly fluctuating Myers-Briggs analysis.
Oh man, that would actually produce. I mean, if that's one of those things I would actually be kind of interested in seeing, would be like Myers, like somebody doing a tracking of like what is the level of variance that people have in like the different Myers-Briggs categories.
Myers-Briggs, but you could do a Fourier transform on it.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say like confidence intervals for the different.
Yeah.
For the different areas, like what's the confidence interval that somebody is actually thinking versus perceiving, or whatever the hell they are? What is it like?
What's the R value on your INTJ scores?
Yeah, exactly. It is funny that it's always INTJ.
It's the correct one to be.
It's the correct one. It's the personality test of a person who believes in the Myers-Briggs personality test. This is INTJ. I don't believe in much about the Myers-Briggs personality test, but I do believe that INTJs take the Myers-Briggs way more seriously than the rest of us. The Myers-Briggs personality test actually divides people into two categories: INTJ and not and doesn't believe in Myers-Briggs.
Everyone else
doesn't believe in Myers-Briggs. Yeah, because INTJ and doesn't take Myers-Briggs seriously. But yeah,
the thing is, I've taken it multiple times and I always get INTJ.
Oh, brutal.
But I'm still like, no, this is bullshit.
I get very inconsistent results. I think the last time I took it, I got like ENFP or something like that. But like, I get gross. I tend to get E. Other than E, it tends to be really inconsistent.
I've never gotten E.
It's in the game.
I'm a cold-hearted bastard.
I am a party animal. Look at me go.
Drinking root beer and having a sniffle.
Yeah, having a sore throat. That's yeah, but yeah, I genuinely don't know a couple of the categorizations even actually mean on it, which might just mean I'm sure that a dedicated Myers-Briggs fan would just say that means I'm stupid. Which they're allowed. What am I going to do about it? You know.
Have you ever heard of socionics?
No. What the heck is socionics?
Socionics is another like personality type test, but for some reason, everyone who involves themselves with socionics despises sociology as a field for some reason.
Ooh, fascinating. Oh, this is classic. This is a classic website. This is some Temple OS shit.
Yeah.
We are looking at TimeCube with an editor is what I'm looking at right here.
TimeCube with an editor.
That's what I'm seeing here. This is great. I'll have to do a deep dive on this one when I'm feeling more well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is they've got a hold on. Yeah. We got alpha, gamma, beta, delta, and they say that those are 5 things. Is that like a mega? Is that a mega evolution for Onyx or something? I thought Socionics sounded like a 80s new wave band.
Oh, it would though.
Right. Right. This is. Oh hell yeah! This is insane. This is insanity. They've got a super ego and a super id.
Super id?
Yeah, they've got ego, super id, and id.
Super ego.
Super ego. Yeah. The what about the
ego?
The idgo? Super
idgo.
The idgo and the super go.
You fool! I've already written a slash fiction between the id and the super ego.
Vilvern, Nate's cool, folks. Nate is cool, but yeah. I have been introduced to a new personality test that looks extremely stupid. That's socionics, where
you've got to determine your sociotype, which sounds like something out of Homestuck.
Functions, the 8 structural components of the Model A psyche. Model A's 8 functions are grouped into blocks that describe the overall role in the psyche: ego, super id, and id. The ordering for these 8 functions remains constant for all 16 types. The ordering is as follows. This is madness.
What if the Myers-Briggs was also somehow a religion?
Like your sociotype's a little crazy. Yeah. I haven't seen evidence of racism yet. However, that doesn't say anything.
I do imagine, like, at one point in its development, one of these, like, either the Myers-Briggs or something like that must have had, like, I just love the idea of somebody getting a result that's like, you are overly passive and should be killed.
Oh my god! I mean, Myers-Briggs did have some racism involved in it, but as far as I can tell, it was of the boring kind.
Yeah.
It was not the fascinating, bespoke, interesting racism. It was just well-educated white people in the 1920s.
I have a soft spot for like just the absolute absurdity of phrenology.
Oh, it's
like I think it is the most hilarious shit in the universe to go, as you can see, this man has a bump on his skull right here, and as a result, I can surmise he does not feel pain.
It's pretty pretty impressive.
Like, it's terrifying that it was used as an actual like method of examination, but in retrospect, it is hilarious.
There's a lot of these things that are it's so interesting, some of the like the pseudoscientific techniques that survive for so long, like dowsing.
Right.
Like dowsing.
Dowsing still is the thing that people believe in.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing on TV as late as like the early 2000s,
like finding lost children.
Oh, Remember when we sold bomb detectors to the Iraqi government that were just sticks full of dead ants?
What?
Yeah. Or rather, I think that was actually sold to the U.S. government. But yeah. There was a bomb detector that was just a stick with a box on the end, and the end of the box just had some dead ants in it.
That's
and
incredible.
that was a bomb detector.
Honestly,
pure dowsing. It was just pure dowsing.
That's bizarre. Like, why would you even bother putting the ants in?
That's always been the part that I've like wondered about.
That's like those things on Amazon where it's like a magical like ion orienting crystal, and it's inexplicably got like a non-negligible like amount of thorium in it.
That's so bad.
And it's like, why did you even bother putting in the thorium? This already doesn't work. You didn't have to make this radioactive.
They're just in the love of game of poisoning people. They're just in it for the love of the game.
It's just for the love of the game.
You just gotta poison people at random, right? It's where the money's at. Or actually, like, no. Alternative. This is a very, very slow waste disposal technique.
It enriched uranium or like depleted plutonium jewelry.
Yerkes Dodson, which uses a bell curve despite the measure criteria being hell yeah. We love to see it. We love to see people fitting a bell curve to things that don't have any curvature to them. Ah, that's dreadful.
People love things that have two people's last names as a name.
Which reminds me, the Iraq War thing reminded me that on the subject of scamming people, there was a company that was two Americans who went to Iraq in the Iraq War, and they were military contractors. You know, classic military contractors who were selling to the U.S. government, like hospitals and stuff like that. The one that I really remember was they promised to deliver to the U.S. government 28 trucks, and none of the trucks they delivered worked. They all had the engine blocks taken out.
Hey, you ordered the truck.
You wanted the truck. That was their defense in the court of law. There was nothing in the contract that stipulated that the trucks be in good working order.
That's what I call a soldier of fortune.
Which is impressive. The chutzpah to do that to the U.S. military is impressive. But the part that always drove me insane about it was the name. Because it was named after the two guys who met each other in Virginia and said, hey, well, it's time to make some money because our names pair together so well.
Oh, God.
One guy's last name was Battles.
Nominative determinism.
The other guy's last name, for a company that scammed the U.S. government and definitely got people, both Americans and Iraqis and Afghans, killed by the use of shoddy products sold at over market price, was Custer. So the company's name was Custer Battles.
Ah! I'm gonna come. Oh my God. Oh, that's so good. Oh. That's the most incredible thing I've ever heard.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Oh. This was Custer's real last stand.
I can never forget because of that. It's just a permanent part of my brain. Like,
now I'm just imagining like a Wikipedia article entitled "Battle of Little Bighorn (brackets Afghanistan"." It's like fucking Adolf Hitler (brackets elephant).
Oh. Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. We can't top that.
I don't think we're topping that. This might be the time to the Alfred Beth Gamma paper where Beth had nothing to do with it but saved because it was funny. That's based. That's based.
It's absolutely. Put Erdish in your paper.
Always put Erdish in your paper. Folks, people will believe you. Even though he's been dead for 50 years, they'll believe you.
Consult the Numa of Erdish and have him be a contributing author.
On that note, my throat is in fact giving out. I think it is time I think that we're not going to beat that. I think that's a good place for us to end.
It's the time.
It's the time. Mr. Director, do you have anything you would like to plug? And do you have an Oshi mark that I can put into the raid message?
My Oshi mark is called standard emoji white flower. Let me grab that for you.
I was gonna say, I'm looking through. Is it
this little
that one? Okay, I did get it. So there we go. And then if you happen to be following me, we can use dance because that one's really good. But give the people your plugs. Give the people your plugs.
I'm Director Nemo. I've got a thing with my friends on I think Thursday where we do MonsterCon weekly and we voice act it. I'm Liam.
What's your Liam?
I think that we should go here instead of over there because I'm a stuck-up pretentious asshole.
I think that's a lovely way to do Liam. That's about how I do Liam as well. I've been doing the Monster Prom series. We're doing this one game at a time, but you and VV and I apologize to your third collab mate are trying to 100% the fucking game, which is crazy.
Yes.
We've just been doing one playthrough at a time. We've done 2 of them so far. We've done Monster Prom 1 and Monster Prom 2, and I think it will amuse you that Vexing Cat has gotten no good endings, and
I got my first last time.
Ronan's gotten 1 good ending, and me and Nyano have both gotten 2 good endings and 1 secret ending each.
My friend Aito always gets the girl.
The boys are winning. I did hear that. Yeah. That Aito is just Aito can just like fuck up in norms. I'm still baffled by my last one because all of my stats were like 3s. I got hit with the like steel stat event like 3 times in a row, so I only have like 3 stats left, and I still managed to get a good ending. So I'm baffled.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna. I think I might play a horse game tomorrow for the first time.
Horse game tomorrow. Okay, excellent. We are going to raid Something Original, who is doing a bit of a model debut. That is my Discord. I haven't put my schedule for this week, but I am tomorrow. I am doing a Discord movie night. We are going to be watching lawyer movies. We're going to watch Michael Clayton, and Legally Blonde. One of which I've wanted to see for a while, and one of which I saw when it came out in theaters.
Oh man, no, My Cousin Vinny.
2 movies is plenty, and people want to watch Legally Blonde, but I want to watch Michael Clayton, so
that's fair. This
is how this goes. And Thursday I don't know, doing something. Doing handcam probably. No stream Friday. All right, folks. I need to stop talking. So have a lovely, lovely rest of your night. Goodbye.
Goodbye.